Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, seedlings. This is going to be another Mango Seed exclusive. I'm going to do what I did with the VeChain video, to be honest. I'll post this on much earlier for you guys. And after all of you are done watching it, we'll go ahead and post this on YouTube as well. So this one may not be as short as the VeChain video because we did cover VeChain in previous videos as well, so we had a lot of context going to that one. Planned that trade for a good month, and hey, a nice it's almost 100% win thus far, and it looks like it wants to go further, VeChain. But hey, we're here to discuss Elrond, so let's start. Over here we're looking at the daily. I don't have much marked at the moment, so let's go ahead and mark out some higher level context before we drill down and see what's going on over here. So we can see that we have a clear support structure that we broke out of. Nice bull flag like structure, right? Elrond has been stepping up for a while now, and it looks like it may just want to have another go. So we have something at around 60 Satoshi that we broke towards the upside. In fact, we have a double bottom like structure right over here too at 61 Satoshi. Came, tested the zone over here, and it looks like it wants to see continuation towards the upside. Let's go ahead and mark this out right now, and I do want to zoom out right after to see if we have any price history. Are we in no man's territory, or do we have price history to go off? Let's okay, we have something over here, but let's zoom in. Let's use Krisha's technique and zoom into that zone over there. Okay, so yeah, actually that works pretty well. Okay, actually really well, because you can see at 61 Satoshi were the candle close highs over here. We wicked into it one time, got rejected, tried again, put in a new high, but got sold into immediately, and then the downtrend started, right? You can go ahead and mark this area out over here too, both these zones, just to see how this area worked in the, or rather the zone was played off in the more recent price action. And how did it work? Okay, there we go, got rejected, came down, continued the downtrend, and that's where we broke into our bull. Okay, so this was the easy trade, the really nice easy trade that we were talking about on our live streams, but missed the entry, right? Hey, broke on over to the upside, tested it twice, and saw a nice move to so honestly guys, you could have literally just zoomed in over here, marked out these levels, and then you guys would have had a nice trade from here to here, right? And that was a nice 82%. Now the question is, do we see continuation from here, or do we see a pullback? Do we say that, hey, this area over here is showing us some warning signs, this may very well be the top, we are likely going to see a pullback that may lead to trend continuation after, or perhaps lead towards a downtrend? How do we get the answers to these questions? Well, we go back towards our trend analysis module, and we can see that the theory fits very well as to what is going on over here, right? We are seeing the first impulsive move out of a long consolidation, the first consolidation after the first impulsive move, the continuation into the trend, and now perhaps the next consolidation into an impulsive move for the trend continuation. We are not seeing the signs that we talk about in the parabolic and the blow off top module, where we can tell ourselves that, hey, you know what, it's not worth trying for a trend continuation play over here, right? We are not seeing those signs. If you go back towards the trend analysis module and towards the last few sections, we talk about parabolic tops, we talk about how trends are likely going to show the signs for the trend ending, right? Is it always for certain? No, it's not always for certain. Nothing in trading is for certain, but we can take high probability plays. So now over here, what are we looking for? We are looking for a high probability trend continuation play. And is ERD showing that to us? Well, yes, right. It is showing us what we discussed in that module. So we have the break out of the consolidation over here. We have a possible consolidation into a trend continuation over here, but we're not seeing the entire structure just yet. If you zoom in onto your daily time frame, you can see that we've taken out this high over here at around 71 Satoshi. Yes, we saw a pullback, came and tested the previous consolidation support region that flipped into resistance. Previous consolidation resistance region that flipped into support after we broke out of it. Got a nice bullish candle out of that, right? So now what are we doing over here, guys? We are essentially putting together the combination of our trend analysis, our support and resistance, as well as our candlestick analysis module, right? So in a way, we kind of step backwards, because how does the C program start? Well, we start off with candlestick analysis, where we also dive into price action, right? Then we go into support and resistance, and then we go into trend analysis, right? Well, over here, you're seeing exactly that. We saw trend analysis, then support and resistance, and then your candlestick analysis modules have all come in together, which is why I recommend taking the modules slowly, reflect on each one of them, because you will be using each one of them, okay, without even realizing it, together holistically, if you do it the Mango way. So that's what we're doing over here. Now we're looking for continuation towards the upside, right? So what do we want to see? Well, we want to see the bullish structure maintain itself into the lower time frames and then into the higher time frames. On the higher time frames, it's definitely maintaining its structure over here. We are holding these we've taken out these big highs over here. We're holding the support over here, and as long as we keep doing that, things are going to look good. So let's go ahead and mark out what we have. This video is taking longer than expected. We have a high, high. We want to maintain these higher lows, guys. So we put in a higher low here, a new higher low here. We want this to maintain itself. If we come and take this out over here and put in a low over here instead, well, then we're going to be looking for consolidation on the higher time frames, perhaps the weekly, right? But we don't want that, okay? Not with an altcoin, not with this one over here, because if we do take out this region over here at 59 Satoshi, I would actually say around 61 Satoshi. If we take out 61 Satoshi and confirm candles on the daily, right, underneath here, well, then I'll be looking for at least a test of 48 Satoshi and perhaps a move all the way down to 32 Satoshi. So that's not what we want over here. What we want is continuation from somewhere around this zone here towards the upside. Now we can go ahead and drill down on over to the lower time frame. Let's look at the 4 hour, see what's going on over here. Now you're going to see that, hey, I actually do have some drawings marked. A quick tip for you guys, by the way, you can on any drawing, you can double click it and set its visibility so it's not showing on every time frame. Over here you can see that I don't have this drawing set to show on the daily time frame, right? You can see it's unticked, which is why my daily is a lot neater than my 4 hour, because I don't want this showing on my 4 hour time frame. It's just going to look messy. So on the 4 hour time frame, you can see a bullish consolidation over here, right? You can see it maybe perhaps putting in a bull flag, and this is how you can kind of foresee these things coming into play, guys, because I actually got in a buy last night over here at 66 Satoshi. We came in and got in another attempt a couple of hours ago actually, and we are right there. Actually probably tried for another attempt at 66 Satoshi an hour ago to break towards the downside. So if we do break 66 Satoshi towards the downside, that's going to be a warning sign, but that won't be enough for me, because we could very well be doing something like this, right? Come in and double bottom of 65, as long as we're holding these wicks over here at 64, and most importantly right over here at 61 Satoshi, the structure is going to maintain itself. But I'd like this to be a little tighter, right? I'd like for this to be a little tighter and maintain this bullish structure and break towards the upside, a lot like what we were looking for VeChain, right? And Cardano. What did they all do, guys? They all did the same thing. They put in this bullish structure on the lower time frames against higher time frame resistance. Now the thing about Elrond is that we don't really have higher time frame resistance over here. We are breaking to no man's territory, and we may just see like a blue sky breakout out of this region, but it doesn't matter. It's the same principle that applies. Even against each continuation to blue sky breakout, you can draw an imaginary resistance line, because a further continuation of a breakout is in a way resistance, right? Sorry, I meant further continuation into a blue sky breakout area, right? I consider the entire blue sky breakout region resistance, right? Each step up can be considered a new resistance zone. So that's what I'm looking at over here. Currently 73 Satoshi is resistance on the 4 hour time frame. If we do break it, right, and start confirming 2 4 hour candles above 73 Satoshi, well, in that case I can then go on over to the daily time frame. Let me just undo all of this and say that, hey, okay, cool, now we're going to be looking for something like this. I don't want this to have a huge impulsive move, guys. I want this to kind of step its way, because if it does, when the impulsive move does come, you would have already accumulated a good buffer, right? You know, already accumulated a good 20% into the 80 Satoshi, 85 Satoshi region, and then you see a nice 40%, 50% move. Well, that's when it gets really sweet. That's what happened with us with WeChain, right? We got a nice, 20%, 30% move, and then we got the big 35%, 45% move, right? Which is what gave us almost a 2x move on that trade. So that's kind of what I'm looking for over here. Does it need to happen? No, it doesn't. We could very well be wrong on this idea, kind of like how we started with the WeChain trade, right? We were like, okay, we could be wrong with this. Where are we going to be wrong? We first discussed where we could be wrong, and then we tried for the trade towards the upside. Remember, our wins are a consequence of our risk management. So with that, let's quickly go over where we'll be wrong with this trade. Just do a quick wrap up, and this is going to be the important step, guys. Always making sure that you are very clear on where you're wrong in this trade. And where's the easiest way to know you are wrong on this one? Well, if we start closing candles underneath 60 Satoshi, right? We talked about this on the daily, and it fits really well over here on the 4-hour time frame too. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive, you can say that, hey, if we break the structure over here at around 60, let's say 64 Satoshi, I'm definitely going to be getting out. And the reason I'd say that is aggressive is because we could very well do something like this, guys. Okay, we could very well consolidate like this and then break up. This is essentially us going sideways, which is fine as long as we're holding this major level over here at 61 Satoshi, especially on the daily time frame. If you want to get super conservative, you want to wait for a daily close underneath this zone over here. In that case, I'm definitely out of this trade, right? If you want to be aggressive and you you're willing to like get stopped out and shook out of your position, you're okay with that, that fits your trading strategy, by all means you could say that, hey, as soon as we start losing these higher lows on the 4-hour time frame, I'm out of this trade. I'd rather just get back in over here and reposition for myself if I want to be part of this move. But be very careful with that, guys. A lot of people get emotionally very shook up when they see that they get stopped out somewhere here, the price comes down over here, bounces, and then this goes on over to the upside, right? Be ready for that if you guys want to play it tight. Okay, so that's always a trade-off. Playing it tight means that you're okay, or rather you should be okay with getting shook out a little bit and the trade bouncing away from you anyways. And that happens, man. That happens. It's part of trading. There's always a trade-off with every move you make. That's what trading is really about, a trade-off with everything. All right, that being said, do the mango way, do the stress-free way, do it the easy way. See you guys soon.